Hello everyone, Mr. Happy here, and welcome to Nioh, the alpha demo that just got released on the PlayStation Network on my PlayStation 4. Now keep in mind, this demo, and I believe the game itself, is going to be a PlayStation exclusive, being developed by Team Ninja and being put out by Koei Tecmo Games. I think I pronounced that right. But anyway, you may remember earlier in the month, or last month even, that I put a video out about this, stating that the demo was going to be coming out today, Tuesday, April 22nd. So, with that in mind, I wanted to check it out, give you guys some gameplay, and give you guys some thoughts. When I first revealed it, I thought it looked kind of like a clash of like Ninja Gaiden and Dark Souls, a little bit of Onimusha, and now I've actually played it for about an hour, and I'll tell you right now, it's gonna look like I played it for about 30 seconds, because I have never gotten my ass kicked so hard in a video game since like Cat Mario. The Souls games, I never had this kind of difficulty with, and it definitely feels like something that'll seem familiar to that of those people who played Ninja Gaiden, or people who have played other Team Ninja games in the past. Real quick, just want to shout out a few of the settings. There's game mode settings that we're actually going to do. I'm going to be playing in action mode. There's two different modes: movie mode, which stabilizes the resolution, and the frame rate, which, and then there's action mode, which stabilizes the frame rate. Why we have to choose between the two, I don't know, but I'm going to. Skip watch movies automatically, display headgear, we have a few other options here, key display, life display, all these things. You can keep them on, you can turn them off, whatever it is that you want to modify. There's a lot of things. There is also some online gameplay to this game, although I haven't actually played with another player. There is a feature that I will be sure to show you guys. I probably won't actually finish the demo in this video, but I'll do what I can to try and level up, show you guys some of the unique skills, show you guys the combat system, and explain it to the best of my ability. Keep in mind, I have only played the game for about an hour total, so expect a mistake here and there. A lot of these things are going to be based on assumption, just based on my experiences in gameplay. Yes, I'm going to delete the character from before. I had some pretty cool stuff on him, but I had made almost no progress. So, Kuroshima is a tiny island off the coast of Usuki in Kyushu's Bungo province. There's little in the way of usable land, with coastline rapidly giving way to cliffs and mountains. Clinging to its edge is the smallest of fishing villages, and its residents eking out subsistence farming on plots carved out from the hills. Their frugal lives stand in stark contrast to the village elder, whose opulent mansion perches atop the island's tallest peak, strangely oversized from the small island which it overlooks. Now, we didn't get a character creator, from what I understand, in the full version of the game. You will have a character creator, but for this version, we're basically playing as knockoff Geralt. Also, I may apologize for the occasional hiccuping noise that you might hear. I am streaming the audio through OBS to my desktop, and that can be pretty strenuous when you're using OBS. I've modified the settings to definitely lower that problem. That being said, I still expect it to happen at least a little bit. Alright, so right off the bat, let's go through some of the basics. Now, R1 and R2 are special attacks, R2 is our melee attack, and R1 is to change stance. Now, as you can see in the bottom right-hand corner, I have triangle, square, X, and circle. Circle is the equivalent of being sheathed, whereas X is low stance, square is middle stance, and triangle is high stance. Basically, high stance deals more damage, slower attacks. A medium stance is a balance between speed and power, and low stance is lower damage but very high speed. Circle is just sheathing your weapon, pretty much. L2, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. L1 is your guard attack. Square is a standard attack. Triangle is a heavy attack. Circle is how you interact, and X is how you run, dodge, and do all the things like that. R3 can lock on. L is to move, and just like in Dark Souls, we have 4 items in the bottom left-hand side that we can activate by using the D-pad. Menu is the touchpad, and options shows you emotes. For example, we have emotes like this. So you can already see why the similarities are mentioned between this and the Souls games. This is your equivalent of a bonfire in Nioh. It's a place where you can go to pray. When you go to these places and pray, you're given quite a few options, most of which we're actually missing at this point. You can level up, you can make offerings, you can change your current guardian spirit, which will change one of your special attacks, and you can also summon visitors when it comes to this. Now, I have not successfully summoned a visitor, although I could assume that if I do this, I could theoretically summon somebody to do a cooperative game mode with. Now, with that in mind, let's pick up the first weapon in the game and get started. So let's search him. Now, Emerita is this game's equivalent of Souls, so you'll hear me call them Souls by accident quite frequently. So let's go to our equipment and equip our first weapon, the Bizen Den Uchikatana. It gives us attack multipliers. We have all these different kinds of stats with fire resistance, break resistance. It also gives you requirements on skill, stat requirements. and a bunch of other things that you can see here. It's a lot to take in. Elixirs, you do get 3 of these every time you respawn by default. I'm assuming later you will be able to get more of them, but on top of that, you can pick up elixirs to use. As long as you don't die, you can continue to utilize them over this maximum of 3. This Guardian Spirit will basically allow me to perform a special attack whenever I get to it, so we will see how long that takes. Real quick, let's just show some of the attacks. Now, one thing that took me a lot of getting used to right off the bat, you know how when I swing, if you look at my key bar at the top left, which is what you'll probably end up calling stamina, you'll notice that there's like a white bar that starts filling up as I'm in the middle of an attack. That's actually what's known as I forget the name, it's like a reset stance or something like that. Basically, when I'm in the middle of attacking, as soon as I finish a chain of combos, if I press R1, it gives me an instant recovery on the stamina, which is very important into ensuring that you don't get knocked off guard or anything like that. So you can see right here, we'll just do it real quick. And then if I press R1, you can see it shoots up, and that's a stamina burst, or that's a key burst, I believe it's called. So you can also see the stances. You can see I have the low stance right there. We have a medium stance, and we have a high stance. And you can see the difference in skills, heavy attacks versus low attacks. So let's go kill the first enemy in the game, and then I'll explain what all these swords sticking out of the ground are. Alright. Now, I just ran out of stamina right there. You saw my bar go red. That can actually lead to some very dangerous scenarios if you don't monitor it very properly. It can lead you to getting really tired and being unable to act, which is why it's, again, really important to try and manage that stamina and make sure you're getting those key bursts. I'm going to call it stamina so many times. I apologize in advance. So, you're probably wondering what these things are right now because they seem to remind you maybe of, what are they called? Of bloodstains from the Souls games. These are basically the equivalent of a bloodstain. It tells you the name of the player, their level, how they died, and what time they died. If you hold circle, you can choose to fight an NPC version of that player. And when you do that, you're actually able to get items that they have. So, for example, this guy has those items equipped, nothing too special. This guy's got a few green quality items equipped. But it's a good means of trying to kill those revenants and pick up unique loot that those other guys have. Now, real quickly, I do have enough Emrita in order to do a level up. So after I grab this real quick, I am going to level up so you guys can see what it consists of. Small spirit stones are the equivalent of like deserted souls from the Dark Souls game. And I apologize for making those comparisons frequently, but I'm trying to put it in terms that you'll understand. Okay. So 250 needed, and then we have our stats. Now, obviously, we have equipment weight, max, ninjutsu power, Nioh magic power, poison, paralysis, yokai realm, all these kind of different stats. Body affects life and resistance to poison and paralyze, or paralysis. Heart increases my ki. Stamina increases my life by more than other stats would. Like you can see, I get life regardless of what I level up, but when I put it into stamina, I get more life. I also get a weight increase. You can see it with this one too. Generally, increasing stats increases more than one. Determines whether you can use heavier armor or weapons. Increases my equipment weight maximum. Increases my equipment weight rate. Increases my attack power on the weapons that I have right now. And then you can see technical weapons and armor, capacity and effective ninjutsu, Nioh magic, and Guardian Spirit, which is a special attack you guys will see in a little bit. For the time being, I got my ass kicked so hard, I'm going to stick it into stamina for the time being. Now also, whenever you level up, you get skill points that you can actually put into a skill tree. So in order to do that, we need to just leave here and go to the menu. You can see it here, learn skills. And now I'm able to use a variety of different skills or put points into a variety of different skills. We have skills for the katana, the spear, the axe, ninjutsu, Nioh magic, and it looks like the two on the left and the right are grayed out right now. I don't know if that's a demo thing. I don't know if that'll be in the full game, if it's only 5 choices. If maybe, it looks like it probably goes even further past these 7, perhaps. It scrolls. I don't know. But you can also see how this is inspired by Team Ninja. I mean, look at some of these combos that you can do right here. Press triangle at the end of a combo. We know Team Ninja loves timed button presses. That's a big part of their gameplay style, and it has been for a very long time. And then, of course, there's different skills for mid to low stance. They even give you pronunciations like EI, for example, just so you don't get it wrong. So I even can't get the pronunciations in this video wrong, guys. Just keep that in mind. Gives you a description of what they do. This seems like a pretty good skill. Can be only used when a sword is sheathed. Gather power while keeping your sword in its scabbard for a quick draw and a rapid strike. We have other skills. This is a mid-stance only skill. I explained the 3 stances before, low, medium, high, so keep that in mind. Parry an enemy, neutralizing it. So if while I'm guarding, I press triangle, I can actually parry the attack, which is probably going to be pretty useful. This one can do the same thing, but actually puts me behind them. And this one's pressing square, which is a light attack. So got to keep all these things in mind. Breaks the opponent's guard. Disperses ki from your sword to stun surrounding enemies. I can do that at the end of a combo. And considering that, I probably don't want to get a thing. Now, in case you're curious what the attack looks like, you can also play a movie of what the attack actually does. So you can see that stuns them right there. And it gives you an idea of how to optimally use the skill, which is, of course, very important when it comes to that. So see? Basically, as soon as you guard, it can basically perform that special attack. There's what the actual parry itself looks like. And that's what that attack looks like. That's a high stance skill. So, let's try this one. Triangle at the end of a combo. That was all the skill points I had, it looks like. So, let's move on and try actually fighting enemies with these new skills. So, that was a middle stance button. So, let's equip the weapon again. There we go. Pretty simple. It also gives you some cues to let you know that there are moves like that. And that's really good for being in an AoE. See, he actually dropped an elixir, so now I have 4 until I die. So again, there's this level 3 Revenant. There's a level 1 Revenant right here. And these Revenants actually play pretty well. So let's see what happens when I fight the Revenant. So he's actually using a spear, which means he's actually already gotten that item. And as you can see, you die very, very fast. And by default, they actually also use a taunt, the enemy, whatever they're called in this case. So you can see, very quickly can you have this game turned on you, which is why I've heard a lot of people saying, holy moly, this looks incredibly difficult. It's mostly just because of how quickly one mistake is going to be punished by you. Now also, whenever you die, you have your Guardian Spirit. So you can see that next to my dead body, which I can go back and pick up my Amrita, is also a Guardian Spirit. The Guardian Spirit that I picked, which was just the one by default, I can pick it up, I can get it, and it returns to me. So in the top left, you notice that my bar just filled up. When you die, your Guardian Spirit leaves your body. The 3 ways to get it back are die again without picking up your Guardian Spirit, pick up your Guardian Spirit at your grave, or go back to the praying thing and call your spirit to you, which will cost you something in return. Now see how his bar is empty? Because his bar was empty by walking up to him and pressing triangle, I managed to actually execute him with a special attack. And also, by the way, I noticed that when I picked up an elixir, my maximum increased to 4. As long as I don't use that 4th one, I actually get to keep it. So I was mistaken earlier, my bad. So, let's check out this Revenant again. Oh, I did 1,000 damage on him right there. So he actually managed to get an Ochoko from its dead body. So let's see what that does. Let's go to our equipment menu. Our shortcuts. We have some stones, which we can use for throwing at things. I'm sure you guys know exactly what those do. And then we also have different enchantment boots. So, like, for example, these are Suneates. This is with the Foot Soldier enchantment, which gives me stats effects damage minus 2%. It gives me versus break 1, so I can guard against breaks. It gives me much higher defense and increases the amount of Amrita that I earn. So, you have to keep all these things in mind when you're actually equipping your gear. Shrines. Okay, they're called shrines. We'll go with that, because I'm otherwise not going to remember it properly. Okay, so with that in mind, let's keep going. I could challenge as many of these as I want to. There's some level 5s here, there's some level 3s here. It's not actually PvP though, keep that in mind. This part of the game is going to explain to me stones again, probably. You'll also notice that when I pick up an item, I also do tend to get, I get some Amrita from even just picking up the item, which is pretty cool. So you can see that by chaining together my combos and then using my stamina regeneration, I'm able to continue my combos a lot longer. And that is why it is an essential skill for playing the game. I mean, it's just, you could just literally endlessly go on. Now, there are also different rarities that you can come across for different pieces of gear. So, let's go back to that so we can see what the difference in the rarity is. Generally means it has better stats. Like, this one increases item drop rate. It has lower defense than the standard piece that you would have equipped here. Although, I have nothing equipped, so I can't really say much. This one will also give me a lot of other stats. So, it comes with a bit of a trade-off regarding what it actually provides for me. But with the item drop rate increase, now, I believe the reason why it's... Yeah, so I actually am not getting any bonus stats from this because I don't have the minimum amount of skill required. If you look at the bottom, it requires 5 body and 8 skill. So if something is red, please keep that in mind that it is not providing you an actual benefit. It's just an important thing to remember. So I'd be better off just wearing that for the time being. Alright, let's move on. So it's not... Maybe it's not looking so bad just yet. I can tell you, it feels pretty rough. But I gotta say, I'm impressed with the depth that I've... like, in the first minute, the amount of depth that I've seen, I'm worried it may be overwhelming for a lot of people. And to be fair, it probably will be. But I'm curious to see how, you know, how they continue to improve this game and how it continues to market itself as something for the hardcore, for the Team Ninja fans. It feels like something that's made for fans of Team Ninja games. That is a definite truth. Stones, items, level 7. That's one thing I've noticed. A lot of Phantoms are leveling up and then trying to go back just because the game is proving to be so rough for the standard person, myself included. I'm awful at this game. I am awful at this game, guys. I can't stress that enough. Alright, so we're actually... I could go back and level up a little bit, but I actually want to move forward and maybe fight another enemy or something. That's level 5 outlaw. Alright, what's this? Change stance. Added to an arena. So that's just letting me know about changing stances. I actually prefer heavy stance and middle stance. I don't like low stance very much. But you can see that, like, with all that information taken in, knowing about getting my stamina back from those attacks is definitely helping out. Of course, you do have a running animation with running attacks. There we go. So there's items down here. More items. I just love how there's just deaths strewn about. This guy looks like he knows I'm here. I'm going to throw a rock at him. Alright. So now I'm tired. You really got to be careful because if you get tired, man... And then when they're on the ground, by the way, boom, you get ground attacks against them, which could really be used for some big damage as long as you can make the opportunity for yourself. Ooh, I get a spear now. So now I can equip another type of weapon, and yes, the stamina does go down very, very fast in the demo, I've noticed. I don't know if that's on purpose, but it happens very, 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 very fast. And then the spear, same deal. All of them have 3 stances, so if I want to, I can now switch, practice this. So now we have multiple paths to go. And as you can see, now if you look at my Amrita symbol in the top left, you'll notice that it's glowing. So what I'm actually going to do by pressing circle and triangle at the same time, I can activate my Guardian Spirit, which gives me my own extra stamina bar and extra health bar as well. And it gives me access to things like bonus fire damage and just the ability to take a little bit more punishment. And if I press it again, I can actually perform another special attack, as you can see right there. And it looks really, really cool. And you can use that for taking out large groups of enemies. It has a recharge time. So keep that in mind whenever you're trying to look for opportunities to open up. It makes for a very good... It feels good to play this character and make these improvements. Now, if I recall correctly, this enemy is pretty tough. Yeah. This is an armored enemy. That's the only way I really know how to describe him. Now, unlike the last enemies I've been facing, I've had trouble staggering this guy. So I kind of just take this fight slow against this guy, let him miss a few swings, and then go in with the opportune strike when he's tired, and then boom! Right through him. Jumanji Spear. He's also got some other armors, Mengu. You can see there's just tons of items for me to pick up with lots of different stats for me to analyze. At least I'm doing better than when I was streaming. That guy's level 4. I really should go back and level, because I know what happens at this part right here. And I've died almost... I think I've died every time I've tried to do this part. Oh, I didn't even mean to do that. Alright, so now there's basically... I already know what's around the corner, so, yep. Armored dude. Maybe I should go back and level up so I can get some more skill points. I'm a big fan of the katana skill points. Let me see if any of the katanas I got were better. Oh, I also got a bronze hammer. Nice. This has way more durability, it looks like, too. I don't know. Well, it's got more currently. And also, you can see things like item drop rate. This one has increased parry chance. This one has better damage on the low attack. So it's all about analyzing the stats. Even if you get the same weapon, the fact that it can have different stats can mean that you don't play it the same way, you know? That was an interesting fight. And every time I kill an enemy, you're seeing I am actually charging up my Emerita, or my Guardian Spirit in the top left. Alright. Now, I'm pretty sure that when you see me dodge and turn white, I'm pretty sure that's considered a perfect dodge, where I get my stamina back and I get a charge attack, and then I get to dodge at the same time. Pretty sure that's what that is. Alright, so actually, let's go back a little bit. Let's level up, check out some of the stuff that we've picked up, and see if we can do some cool, new, exciting things, like check out some ninjutsu, check out some of the ranged weapons. R2 is how I generally use ranged weapons. I don't have like a bow or anything yet, so I can't use that. So let's see here. Let's pray. And every time you pray, of course, all the enemies are going to change. There's also other guardian spirits that you can use. You can check out what their effects actually are. Key recovery speed. I'm actually not able to use quite a few of the aspects of them because I haven't managed to fully unlock that. There's pros and cons to each of them, and you can level every single one of them up. Let's go with I definitely want more stamina, but I also want more strength. So we're going to go from levels 2 to 5. And I'm actually going to increase my skill because there's plenty of things that I wasn't able to increase there because of that. Now I also have a bunch more skill points also. And on top of that, there were Ochoko, a small ceramic cup for drinking sake. Using it as an offering will summon a visitor. So that's what it was. It was just 3 more of those. That's what it was that I picked up when I killed that guy. Okay. Let's see. Small spirit stone. Alright, and so I'm gonna, again, I'm looking at my elixirs and seeing that I'm definitely still not understanding exactly how it works, because I picked up 1 bonus elixir, and I have used elixirs, and I'm still not at an amount that I thought I would be, so I clearly still don't understand that completely. I'll have to modify that once I learn a little bit more. Alright, so with that in mind, oh, we have a ton of skill points. I have 10 samurai skill points. I'm actually going to keep putting them into katana because I'm a big fan of this. Oh, that's going to be good. Yeah, definitely. High key damage, I definitely need that. That's a mid or low stance skill, so. Changing to another stance on a successful key pulse increases the amount of key recovered. Oh, okay, so if I switch between like mid and high or mid and low, it would give me bonuses. Oh, that's pretty cool. Breaks an opponent's guard, then uses your guard to knock them down. Reduces key consumption from a low stance guard. Interesting. And then this increases key damage from a mid stance sword. So I definitely want more of that. And I can keep putting points into it. It's just going to cost me more. So I can keep enhancing this get even more damage out of it, and then I could do even more damage out of it. And I think that's the maximum I can do for that. I have 1 skill point remaining, so I'm going to use it on this. And then I can also use ninja skill points. So there's samurai skill points and ninja skill points. Now with ninja skill points, I'm able to get ninjutsu, and they each have a jutsu cost. Reduce ki consumed by dash. I can also go into that. I am going to... So Poison Dust. I'm going to go with a Poison Dust right there. And then I also have Onmyo Magic skill points. So you're able to put lots of different skills into lots of different points. Oh, I can paralyze enemies with that dust. And I'll show you how to equip those real quick. Creates a compact barrier that purges Yokai Realm pollution and enhances ki recovery. And I'm gonna go with the standard. I'm gonna put fire around my weapon. Oh, I can also put earth around it. I'm gonna do earth. So I have earth or fire talismans. Now, after you've activated earth or fire talismans, and yes, that is a radar in the top right corner, by the way. Although it doesn't do too much, it sometimes helps. Ready Jutsu. So now I can equip either an earth or a fire talisman. Like that. And then I can equip either of these powders that I picked up. Now in order to actually do them, I need to set them as a skill. So I'm going to set them right there. So by using these, I am actually foregoing my ability to equip things that, like stones and whatnot. So it has to be something that's very well thought out. Alright, now with that in mind... Let's just go quickly show you what some of these can do. Alright, I'm trying to use one of the other skills that I picked up. Oh, alright. I'll take it. Wasn't what I wanted to do, but I'll take it. Let me see if I can summon a phantom and then just... Alright, ready for this? I am gonna demolish this guy right now. So now you can see... Now... Oh, Jesus Christ. That combo, though. What the hell? That was weird. Oh, alright. That works. Mariner's Pants. So you can see how I was able to enchant my weapon with some earth damage right there. It lasts until the circle in the bottom right wears off. And then also I have these Medusa things, which again will paralyze anyone who steps into them. Now let's pray again, and then we'll go back and we'll try to progress a little bit further. It's been a little bit over 20 minutes, and I do have some stuff that I need to do in a few minutes, so I definitely don't want to spend too much more time playing. But now that I've given you the basics of the demo, in the next video, I should be able to show you a few of the more advanced things or get a little bit further into the level. Boom! Just remember, again, there will be character customization. You won't be playing as Geralt. Probably just play till I die again. Oh man, it's all about the timing there. Still takes some getting used to, but I'm working on it. Oh, Jesus Christ. I should not have decided to take on 4 dudes at once. That was not a good idea on my part. Oh, great. Now it's going to be 5 dudes. 6 dudes. Oh, Jesus, he just executed me. So you can see it very quickly gets out of control. Now, actually, in that case, the spear has got a much wider range. So in that case, using the spear would have been the much wiser choice. I also, again, wasn't utilizing the R1. After playing Souls for so long, I'm so used to R1 being an attack button that it has taken a bit of getting used to and a lot of failure for me to even remember to use that, this regeneration skill right here. Especially considering it's not like it's a full regeneration. Nothing quite replaces the ability to, just, what's it called, you know, wait for your stamina to come back. But that's, if you play the game like that, it's not going to go well for you. So, the one thing I noticed in this demo, the stamina of weapons, it drops like melted butter. It goes really, really fast. Now, this is a very heavy, you can see, low, L, N, and H stand for the weight value, generally. This is considered light weaponry, N is considered normal, and H is considered heavy. So I can basically prevent myself from taking a lot more damage. Damage taken, minus 0.7%. I do have the skill to use this. Will give me item drop rate, increase ki, increase defense. So all about playing with these advantages and whatnot. This gives me more defense, more ki recovery, a little bit more defense. A little bit less damage taken as well. That gives me a lot less damage taken. This, do I even have the skill to use? Yes, I do. That gives me even more life. This can give me, minus that, more life, more ki, more defense. So I'm going to go with that. Now let's see how we end up playing out. Now remember that I put all of my skill points into the katana. So one thing to remember is that all of those extra skills that I had, I do not have those when I'm using the spear. So I am dedicating myself to a weapon by doing that. And unfortunately, I don't think I have the skill. No, I do. This one's got higher low attack damage, but at least it's got durability. You know what I'm saying? And now I can get my Guardian Spirit back. And I wonder if I can do this to avoid that enemy. This is probably the smarter thing to do, I imagine. Let's also try one of these items I picked up. That seemed very... Oh, God. I'm very tired. Whoa! Alright. I did run out of stamina there. That's my fault. Oh, I love it. And that way I'm able to completely bypass those two extra enemies. So, again, if you're used to playing Souls games, you're used to kind of trying to find your way around a situation. That was my way of going around the situation. With a sword. Anyway. Now I can assume that this item is going to be very good against this guy. Ow. Holy shit, that guy is not screwing around. I even missed him with the item. That's even worse. Oh my god! So that guy's in armor and he's killing me. Okay, hold on. Let me do this one. Let me try one more time. Let me try one more time for the sake of this video. I've got enough time to do one more pull. Perfect. Yeah, gotta be careful. So actually, let me show that real quick. So you saw how I ran out of stamina from running right there and I got tired? One thing you can do, if you don't do anything, it takes till about 60%. Let me see if I can actually make that come back faster by readying a stance prior. No. So no matter what, until about 60% stamina, I can't actually act again. So it's got to be very, very careful with that. Oh, just looks so cool. I definitely want my Guardian Spirit back. Alright, so let's do this again. Skip these two enemies. I could always go back and kill those two enemies if I wanted to. Oh, wow, okay. Oh, God. And then when he's on the ground, oh, his head just came clean off. Alright, I'm going to try that paralysis again, because I don't want to use my special. I want to try and use it on the next one. Alright, never mind. That did not work at all. How it was like, oh, I'll just walk up there and I'll paralyze and then I'll kill him, right? No big deal. Alright, I'm gonna make that my last embarrassing death for the video. You guys get the gist of it. Let me know what you guys think of the basics of Nioh. If you guys have any advice for anyone trying to complete the demo, keep in mind if you do complete the demo, you get an item in the full game, so definitely be sure to get to it and try it out. I'm enjoying it so far and I definitely feel like I have a lot more to learn. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys in the next part so we can actually hopefully get through the demo itself. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time, and until then, take care.